When you think of pickleball, you probably think about it like a low-key, fun, and casual sport. I mean, how hard can it be if 80-year-olds are playing it? But what you don't realize is that there is a dark side to this craze. Pickleball-related injuries are skyrocketing, and some of them can cause permanent damage and even permanent blindness. The good thing is, there's one simple thing you can do to prevent eye injuries that almost nobody else is doing. I was shocked by one statistic that I'm going to tell you about in this video. You probably think pickleball is safe, and I did too until I read this recent study in a journal called 𝙀𝙃𝙄𝙎, which is a major news source in my field of surgery. The study showed a massive spike in pickleball-related eye injuries, not just simple things like scratches and lacerations, but things that can lead to permanent blindness. The study says that nearly all of these are preventable with one simple, cheap piece of gear. So keep watching and I'll tell you what these injuries are and how you can prevent them. Pickleball is by far the fastest growing sport in the United States. So if you aren't playing it already, you probably have a loved one that is, and before you know it, you might be playing too. So why is this easy sport so dangerous for eyes? It's kind of a perfect storm. The court is small. Think about it like playing tennis in a walk-in closet. And in those tight quarters, injuries can happen whether it's the ball, another person's paddle, or just tripping and falling. And this is the statistic that I was shocked by. A pickleball can travel up to 40 miles an hour in amateur hands and up to 68 miles an hour if you're a professional. That's in super tight quarters, no less. So it's no surprise that these injuries are common. With the ball traveling that fast, that gives you less than half a second to react. Your brain can't even process it before the ball is right on you, and more importantly, you're not going to be able to physically dodge it out of the way, so it's probably going to hit you whether you like it or not. That's why what I'm about to tell you is so important. The sport is most popular in people over age 50. They account for over 70% of the eye-related injuries. And to be honest, our reaction time slows down a little bit as we get older. To make matters worse, the organization that governs pickleball really doesn't have a strong statement about wearing eye protection. That kind of creates a false sense of security where it's kind of like if you just show up to the court and there are no rules, what could possibly go wrong? This new study estimates that over 1,000 pickleball-related eye injuries happen each year in the United States. That number is only going to continue to go up as more people play. The new study talked about 3 main severe types of injuries, so this will help you kind of understand how these injuries can happen, and unfortunately they get kind of worse as they go on. The first one is called an orbital fracture. That's when you basically break one of the bones around your eye socket, and when that happens, they usually call somebody like me, an oculofacial plastic surgeon, to go in and fix it. The problem is I have to get in tight spaces, kind of pulling the eye out of the way, sliding into very small spaces to pull the muscles and ligaments that help you move your eye out of the broken bones, and then often I have to slide in a piece of titanium to protect that and restore that wall and basically fix the housing around the eyeball. The second type of injury is worse, and that's something called a retinal detachment. The retina is the most important piece of wallpaper in your entire body. The retina is stuck to the inside of the back wall of your eye, and it's actually made up of brain tissue. As light comes into your eye, the retina takes that and creates millions of data points, sends that data to your brain, and that's how you create an image that you see if you have vision. So now imagine a high-speed rocket is coming right to your eye, jostles the eyeball. That can cause a tear in the retina, and then fluid that's normally inside the eye can get under that tear and cause that wallpaper to peel off the wall, which can lead to permanent vision loss. That's what a retinal detachment is. Sometimes it's fixable, but oftentimes people have some form of permanent vision loss. The worst kind of injury, the absolute worst, is something called an open globe injury. I've seen this type of injury many times over the years, and even for me as an eye surgeon, it's stomach turning to even talk about it. So basically when a projectile like a pickleball, a golf ball, a wood chip, piece of glass, or anything like that comes at the eye, there is a possibility that it can actually tear into the wall of the eye, which is mostly that white part of the eye, or the front of the eye, which is right in front of the colored part of the eye. That's what an open globe injury is, and it can be devastating. Think about the eyeball like a delicate water-filled grape. So imagine if you tore a slight tear in the side of the grape, a lot of the jelly or fluid is going to come out, and that's why these injuries can be so hard to fix, because you can't restore that brain tissue very easily. I know the thing sounds horrific, but I've seen it when people are doing normal activities like working on something in their garage over the weekend or playing sports. I even saw a patient one time who was wearing those Skechers shoes that had the really thick soles that used to be popular years ago that had like a little bit of a curve to them. And the patient was just kind of walking along, not used to those Skechers shoes, tripped on a curb, fell flat on their face, and caused a retinal injury and an open globe injury, and they were not able to see after that, unfortunately. So it's not always when somebody's doing something stupid. This is a devastating, life-altering injury. It sometimes can even result in somebody losing their eye, which is even harder to talk about. So I say this from the bottom of my heart. Protect your eyes. Even if you think you're doing something safe like playing pickleball, there are injuries that can happen that can involve the ball, somebody else's paddle, or even just tripping and falling on the ground where you're playing and causing an injury to your eyes. So, how can you prevent this? Wear proper protective eyewear. So let me be clear here. Your glasses or your sunglasses do not count. I have thought they did in the past, they do not. I have seen injuries where people's eyeglasses shattered and it was the shard from their eyeglasses that actually caused the injury to the eye. If you're gonna be playing a sport where things are coming at you 40 to 60 miles an hour, you gotta wear something called polycarbonate sports glasses. Polycarbonate's the same thing that are in the cockpits of planes and bulletproof glass. It's not gonna shatter and it is gonna protect you. It's a simple thing, just wearing these goggles, but it can make a huge difference in how safe it is for you to play something you love. It's important that they kind of wrap around because it might be somebody catching you with their paddle from the side that causes this type of injury. So you've got to find some sports goggles that are going to be able to do that, and they can even put your glasses prescription in them if you wear eyeglasses or contact lenses. So we got to kind of change the culture in pickleball to make it more safe, especially for the eyes. It's a super fun sport, it's growing in popularity, but I'm telling you that some of these injuries can be devastating and can alter people's lives. So before your next pickleball game, get a certified pair of impact-resistant eye goggles and wear them so that other people can see them, and you can kind of be inspiring others at your club to wear them also so that everybody can be protected. Your vision is irreplaceable, so you gotta protect it. Play smart, play safe, and most importantly, have fun. If you or a loved one plays pickleball, feel free to share this video so you know what to look out for and what you might want to avoid in order to keep your eyes safe while playing this game.